Well, hello. For those that kind of know me and know what I'm doing in the next couple of weeks, I'm doing something I haven't done for quite a while, and that is, there's a nice picture of me behind me. Ibiza, I think we took that photo. Not photo, caricature. Yeah, Ibiza. Anyway, slightly digressing. Yeah, I'm in the process of actually taking another exam, music exam. Now, it doesn't sound like a big thing for most people. I know they do it all the time. But this is slightly different in the fact that I didn't actually do all of this when I was at school, which most of the people that I know in the band and everything that I sort of play with have done. They've done it through the school's music service. I haven't. I'm doing it completely on my own. So I'm doing grade 8 trombone, which is a bit confusing. I'm not finding it too bad. I had a rehearsal this morning with my old piano teacher Wilson, who played the piano part for my Orchestra piece last year, which I won. Sort of by default, I was in one of the class, but I still had to turn up and play. So I chose a piece called Morsu Symphonic. I'm just looking at the piece that's behind the camera. So I want to do that. Excuse the blood, by the way. I had a bit of a nosebleed just before. It's been one of those days today. I had a 2-hour rehearsal this morning, and yeah, I think that's kind of popped a few blood vessels, shall we say. So yeah, so I'm doing grade 8 next week. Trinity exam. I haven't done one for about 10, 11 years now. This is going to be slightly interesting. So I hope it goes alright. The pieces that I've chosen to play, basically with Trinity, you get a choice of doing scales. I'm not going to do scales. Quite frankly, I don't find them boring, but I just, for what I need to do, I can't. I don't have the time or patience at the minute to worry about them. And quite frankly, if people want to write pieces in 7 flats that involve B major, whatever you want to call the scale, then they're welcome to it. But I'm not going to be playing them. So I've chosen Morsu Symphonic. That one there. By Alexandra Guillemant, which I did for last year. Quite a nice piece actually. It's quite varied. It's quite technical, and it involves a lot of I won't say octave jumps, but there's a lot of jumping around in intonation issues. So it's quite interesting. We figured out this morning as well from the rehearsal that I had that the copy that I actually got since I Sedford, because I had to hand one of the originals in, so I had to buy a new piece again. A lot of printing errors. One's in tenor clef, one's in bass clef, and treble clef, and there's a lot of errors between the two. So I was trying to sort of mix and match and figure out what notes right, going off the piano part, and go from there. And we figured that out this morning. It's pretty straightforward. It's a lovely piece. I'll try and put a link up on YouTube after this is uploaded to the piece, so you can hear how it should sound like. It probably won't sound anything like that when I come and play it next Saturday, but you never know. Didn't sound like that this morning, I'll tell you that now. Another one is Romance, Carl Maria von Weber, or Weber, depending on if you're German or what. I don't quite know. I don't even know if it's... Yeah, it is a bloke. Okay, I saw Maria, I think it's a woman, but anyway, I'm doing those pieces for my exam next week. So I'm doing those 2 pieces. I'm doing brass band excerpts as a technical studies as opposed to scales, just because I said I'm not going to worry about playing pieces in 7 sharps or flats or umpteen million stupid whatever. I know it's music at the end of the day, and I should be a bit more, kind of learning or going with it because it is there for a reason. But I say, quite frankly, I'm not really too fussed about playing it for the minute. I know grade 8 is supposed to be a technical, the last rung of the ladder before you do anything else, but so I'm not going to worry about it too much. So I'm doing those brass band excerpts. I can't remember what they are, if I'm honest, but there's 3 of them. And then the usual kind of oral and sight reading and that kind of stuff. Those who've done music exams know what they are. They're pretty much basic things. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing. The reason why I'm doing all this is because I left school in 2003, and I had GCSE in Music A, which I was quite proud of. Not bad for doing it all in 1 year. Slight issues with teachers at the school and the fact that they didn't really do what they were supposed to, so we had to cram it in 1 year, as well as have at the time the year 11s doing theirs as well. So they had like half a year on us, and then us in year 11 as well. So in year 10, sorry. So we had sort of like 2 half years and 1 full year. So a little bit longer than what I thought, but either way, we still had to cram it in. I sort of switched over to trombone from tenor horn roughly around about that time as well. So I did grade 6 on trombone after about 8 or 9 months of learning trombone. It was certainly a learning curve going from treble clef to bass clef. It wasn't too bad in fairness though, because having done piano lessons, I could actually relate to where the notes came into, and what basically how to transpose it really. I know when you start off in bass clef, you read it as a concert kind of pitch or whatever you do. I read it as B flat plus 1, so I know it B flat is a C. I know it's a bit of a weird way to do it, but I'm used to transposing up and down a tone through or upper semitone, sorry, from no, it's a tone, yeah, B flat B C, yeah. I'm gonna fail at theory, I can tell you that. No, I'm used to sort of transposing through playing E flat horn back in when I was learning as well, and playing the F horn part. So transposing isn't an issue for me. It's just the way around. I think it's a while ago now since I've done that. Anyway, that's kind of beside the by. So I left school with GCSE A music and grade 6 trombone. That's basically all I left school with, as well as at the time about 12 years playing, under my belt. So, and what I really want to do is I really want to finish off what I started. Music's in the blood, it's in the family. My granddad, my dad, and my mum plays piano as well. Unfortunately, my dad has stopped now, but so I want to kind of finish what I started ages ago, and that's do my grades. I know I've skipped grade 7 in fairness, but some of the pieces I think on the grade 7 syllabus are the same as grade 8 anyway, so I didn't really see the point in doing both. Should have really, but never mind. So I'm going to do that, and then hopefully whatever after that, a few options given to me in terms of doing recital diplomas. What I really want to do is do a teaching diploma at the end of the day, and do some teaching that kind of way. So and I'm doing musical direction diploma as well. So see what happens. So I've got my exam next Saturday. I've had 2 rehearsals, each of an hour length. So I've had 2 rehearsals, so it's not 2 hours. That's not too bad. Sorry, I had 2 hours this morning as well. Yes, that's 3 hours. I can't count. I really can't. Been one of those days. So another rehearsal next week. Another hour. So it's 4 hours. Plus sort of the obligatory home practice which you need to do. Just making sure things are up to scratch as they were. All the little articulation, accents, those kind of things. And then the exam next Saturday. So I don't know what it's going to go like. I haven't done one for like 12 years. Wish me luck, and I shall hopefully give you a bit of an update once we come out the exam. So until then, see you later.